Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Cougar 26 BHS travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things taken into consideration. Of course, in your campsite, your awning. You have plenty of room for that to go out. And your off campsite, of course, your slide. You got a pretty deep slide here, so make sure you leave plenty of room for that to come in and out, and leave yourself a nice walking path. Because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power is going to be. Power connection is going to be on the rear of the unit. 30 amp cord will tuck inside there. And your your water connections are going to be up here toward the front on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, first thing you do is unhook your hitch and level your unit. Now, I do recommend on a unit about this long, go ahead and bring that slide in, put yourself a little stick on level on the side, have someone watch that while you lower or raise your unit. Now, you do have a night docking light, and underneath this here is a stopper for a manual override for your hand crank. You can get this jack up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery post when you arrive. Make sure the terminals haven't wiggled loose. Once we got our unit level, next thing you're gonna do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit have these stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch hand crank here. Just crank these down. As they come down, I'm gonna recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute your weight. Use your 10% off coupon, get a 4-pack of those, put them on the ground and run these down just until they're taut. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank, you know you're down far enough. Remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. We already have our unit level. All we want to do is make it stable. Once we got all 4 of those ran down, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. As I said, your big long 30 amp cords on the back of the unit, stores inside. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need it, plug in at home. There's a 30 to 110 adapter that comes with your convenience pack. Got your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Now at the campsite, you're going to hook up the city water connection. City and water are both, and fresh are both right here. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid into your unit here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. So over here on your campsite is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, making sure our drain plug's back in. This will lift right up off here, if you have fingernails. Take our rod, drain plug, put that back in there. Plumber's tape is recommended, not putty. That'll gum it up. Get that in there, snug it in nice and tight. Once it's in there, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. After your hose has been on for a little while, go inside and open up your water taps. Once the air's out of the line, you're getting steady water in there, you can shut them taps off. You can turn on your hot water heater from indoors. There is an on-off electric element here. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you're hooked up to 110. Otherwise, just turn it on from indoors. So let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry docking somewhere. This is where we'll fill up our potable tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can just fill this up with a hose. 2 ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check your levels, your battery. Hold your fresh water button down, that'll tell you when that's full. Just remember, when using the potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water, that's already pressurized. Alright, we're all hooked up to camp. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of your unit. You have this big pass-through storage. Again, your power. This is prepped for satellite, or you can plug your cable in there. Coming back behind your slide is where we'll dump your black and gray tanks. We're hooked up, dumping that right now. The back of the unit, you'd have a bike carrier. Again, your power and your spare tire. Coming over onto your campsite, this is just a big storage area. Again, your hot water heater. This is access to the back of your fridge. If you're running your furnace through clear this is a flue for your furnace that will get hot. Your outdoor speakers, there's a vent for your microwave. Your quick connect LP will connect right up underneath here. You do have a 110 out here. And back up front is your pass-through storage. Your propane does have a cover. Sits on a regulator. If you point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open. That about covers everything on the outside. You do have a little docking light here. Let's go take a look inside your unit. So up inside the unit, first thing I like to point out is where the fire extinguisher is. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Besides that, it's a 110. On the floor down here is an access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Another 110. And to your right when you come in is your control panel. Ceiling, porch and floodlights outside. Here's your awning extend. Just going to run that the rest of the way out to show you. Only run your awning out so that flap falls down to 90 degrees, and then you know you're out far enough. Run that back in here. Below that's going to be your slide control. We'll run that back in when we're leaving the campsite. Awning is closed. I'm going to close your exterior door. Over here is your thermostat. Turn on your AC. You see that comes on quickly. Turn this down to furnace. Furnace comes on. Shut your furnace off. The furnace always takes a couple more minutes to shut off. The fan does than your AC unit does. Continuing on, your TV here does have a remote. Inside here, just want to show you where your cable goes in. There's a little button here, turns your green light on. Before you run your digital channel scan, go ahead and turn that green light on. That'll allow you to pick up more channels.
I am a chicken fiddler.
That'll be witched off. So that's your sound system. There's a remote for that as well. I'll just turn it on down here. Auxiliary in, let's go ahead and find our FM, AM, FM. Turn that up. See if we can find a channel here. So 3 zones. Speaker A, which is the bedroom. B, which is your living room. C, which is outdoors. Nice sound system here. DVD player as well. Take the power off. There your little cup holder. And your sofa that'll turn into a bed. Dinette. Take and lift this top off. Pull them legs out. Put the top along this lip here. Put your back cushions on. It'll give you another bed. Coming into your kitchen here, a self-explanatory microwave. Below that you do have a light and fan. Your glass top, turn it to light. Light it with a stick lighter. In the oven, it does have a pilot light. Down below that is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention this 12-volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're out boondocking, you're going to be gone for the day, go ahead and disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. On the wall here above your cooktop, where you check your brand new battery. Fresh black and gray and galley tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water. Come inside your fridge here. Controls are up top. So up here in your fridge, you turn it on here. Push this in. Means your gas is off, it's on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, it's running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, it'll go to gas. Right here, lift this up and that'll be gas. If the light comes on, your gas is low. Come back here, your bunk area with its own individual lighting. A hand crank open vent here. In your bathroom. Your lighting here. Oh, and there it is. So you do have a hand crank open exhaust vent here. Down here is 110 with GFCI reset. Underneath here, your plumbing. Keep an eye on it, maintain your plumbing. Make sure nothing wiggles loose as you're going down the road. I'm going to head on back to the bedroom now. Oh, you do have this extension. Back in your bedroom, not much talk back here other than you do have 110s. This is your antenna. When you arrive, you will crank it to the right to raise it, all the way to the left for travel. And of course, you know your TV, you can spin around to the bedroom to use at night. Yes, storage underneath your bed. And a hand crank open vent in here as well. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. What I like to do is come to my control panel, shut off my interior lights. That shows me all the individual lights I need to go through and shut off. Light above your stove. And this one here. Once all these lights are off, turn our ceiling lights back on. And I'm going to say doors and drawers. Make sure that all doors and drawers are closed. I'm going to put your remotes right down here. All doors and drawers are closed and nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Now we're simply just going to hit slide in. Make sure your TV is tucked back straight. It's not going to catch on that. Make sure the doors on the bottom of your dinette are closed. And you see how quickly this runs in. Once we are all the way in, ceiling lights off. Exit the unit. Look to make sure our exterior lights are off. Come out of your unit. Lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn your handle. We're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, cable, and water. Once your water is unhooked, we come back here. Walk right past it. Toward the front on your off campsite is your low point drain for your potable water. And at the campsite, I'm going to come around here and dump these low point drains. Come to your hot water heater and lift up on your pressure release valve. That's going to go ahead and dump hot water out of here. Once it's done, Snap that back down or your door won't go back on. Then you can go ahead and pull your low point drain. Don't forget to put your door back on. Hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be all the way at the rear on your off-camp side. You're going to take your sewage hose, hook that up where this one is, and we're going to pull our black tank. That's the right handle. Once it sounds like that black tank's no longer draining, you can go ahead, close that black handle, and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. It'll clean your sewage hose out for you, and you can conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right here inside your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase of this Cougar. Hope you enjoy it for many years to come. Happy camping.